Okay, if I remember the topic correctly, it was you're saying that it's a good thing to be alone. Um,
Oh, like the Instagram story. Okay.
yeah.
Alright, so I'll read what the post said. It was basically saying that being alone is a power that very few can handle. And then what I was saying was like, yeah, like this is what I stay telling myself. I'm alone because I'm strong enough to be alone. Like some people act like they can't breathe if they don't got a significant other, even if they're not happy in that relationship, you know. And like, so going into it, like at the end of the day, yeah, being alone, it's lonely, duh. But it is.
I never said it wasn't.
Oh, I just thought yeah, it's lonely at the end of the day, but then you look at how many people are in relationships and they be unhappy. They be arguing with their significant other every other day. And then you ask them why they're together. Well, I just don't want to be alone. Or like, I don't want to, you know, be without them. But is it about them or what they can do for you? Like, what is it really about at the end of the day? Like, because being alone, and especially being alone for long periods of time, can help you realize what you need in your life and what you don't. So that's one of my takes on it. I just feel like being strong enough means like you're not one of those people that's, oh damn, like my heart is breaking every second that I'm not in a relationship. That just don't sound right to me. Like, I don't know, I've never been one of those type of people, but I guess I'm just used to being alone. That's just, some people are just used to that more than others. I don't know. And I think you do have to be strong to be alone, like mentally strong, because you know, if no, I don't know. How do you feel?
About being alone?
Yeah. How do you feel? Like, do you feel like it takes a certain strength to be alone?
I mean, there's a lot to unpack on that perspective. I see nothing wrong with being alone for short term. I believe there is an issue when one becomes alone for a long term. Now, everything has its positives and everything has its negatives connotation to it. I'm assuming that's the word I'm looking for. But being alone in the short term is beneficial. Helps you understand yourself, helps you understand the people around you, what you want to attract, what you want to avoid. Long term can be detrimental because we're not meant to be here by ourselves. We cannot achieve things on our own for a far length of time. Unless one wants to be in a certain type of lifestyle, which is, to each his own, then do so. If one wants to exceed in life, to have whatever done in life, then yeah, you thinking being alone for 5, 10 years, it might be required, but it's not a good thing. You need to be surrounded by people. You need to be networking. You need to be having some type of connection. You need to have some type of group that you can involve yourself in to establish a better, healthy lifestyle.
So you're branching off into like alone, as in no support group, no, like none of that, like out of the relationship.
Even on the relationship aspect, I believe that. Fun fact about me, guys, I don't really care how you express this, but it surprised everybody when I had this conversation. My last relationship was in 2011. So we're speaking roughly, yeah. I've been alone since then.
I was 11 in 2000.
See, there you go. I've been alone since then. And one could even argue, depending on my story of the relationship, that might not have even been a relationship. It only lasted 3 months. Some people will be like, oh, 3 months is not a relationship. I'm like, well, if that's the case, I never had one. So, there is like this sense of fall off for being into a lonely lifestyle. And most people will never choose the path I choose in that lifestyle, which is why I say that being alone for a set amount of time, like, I have friends that used to be like, Dre, if you work too much, go find a girlfriend. I'm like, fuck no. I need to make this money. I need to make this living. I need to make the lifestyle because this is what I want. Then things happen. And I got less ambitious and less hungry, even though like I'm in this mindset now where I'm more hungry than I ever have been, but not in a different way. Like I want my ambition back. I want my drive back. I want everything that I had back. Like I want that feeling back to keep doing this stuff, doing this thing. So yeah, I would agree with you 50-50 on being alone. And that's like every aspect.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, I don't know, for me, it's like, I guess I'm just the type of person that when I get into a relationship, it just becomes like, I don't know, I have to teach myself how to not get overbearing with a relationship for myself, because I tend to want to put it before everything. And I mean, that would be good if I was actually growing with somebody, instead of just a relationship where you're giving 100% and they're only giving like 50, which is a lot of the time what I've experienced. So it's like I give them my all and then I start forgetting about my own wants and needs. And then by the time that relationship is over, I'm completely lost and I'm like, damn, I have to build myself back up. And then it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just, then when I'm alone, I find that clarity. Like when I was pregnant was the longest period of time when I was alone. That I had been in a while, because my relationship before the one with my baby dad. I hate saying that, baby dad. My daughter's father. You can laugh, it's okay.
Nah, I'm more just reacting to your reaction. I'm not. This is your story.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so my relationship before him was like a 2-year relationship. My longest one, my first one, when I was 18. And I mean, we were together every single day. Like this was a relationship. We worked together. We lived together. So we went to work together, came back together. We did everything together for those 2 years, pretty much. There was like maybe a day or two where we were separated at that time. So from going to that and then a relationship that I had with her dad, and then which was short-lived. Not going to go into that right now, but eventually, early on in my pregnancy, I wound up being alone, and that was throughout the duration of my pregnancy. So that was like the longest period of time I've been alone, and at first it was hard, and it was like, damn, like I don't want to be doing this alone, you know, it's probably the worst time in my life to be alone, but had to do what I had to do. But eventually I got like this mental clarity, like I needed to be alone. Like, and I was really hustling when I was pregnant. I had to have a job, because early on in my pregnancy I was like, I don't want to get into that, but basically being alone helped me find clarity, and it helped me find myself, and it helped me get grounded and basically back to how I should have been. You know, almost made me regret that 2-year relationship, because who knows? I could have been doing a lot during that time that I was in that relationship, putting everything into it just to, I mean, I don't regret it, but some days I be feeling like, damn, what could I have been doing during that time if I wasn't in a relationship? So I feel like to everybody who's in a young relationship, not saying that you shouldn't be, because sometimes they work out magically. But I don't know, I just look back at it and I'm like, damn, I was 18 and what I thought was a serious relationship, like, what? And now look at me, not in that relationship anymore. So how serious was it, you know what I mean? I don't know. Just being alone helped me find that clarity. But I do agree that, you know, being alone for too long, it could definitely have side effects on your mental, physical, all of that. Because it's like, if you're alone for long periods of time, especially how I was, like, when I say alone, like, people don't understand what I mean. I'm not alone in the way, oh, I have people I talk to every day, I just feel alone. No, like I was dead ass alone. Like I wasn't talking to nobody, wasn't around, physically around anybody. Like I was alone, just me and maybe my dog. Like literally that was that for like maybe until my daughter was born. And then people started coming back around because, you know, I mean, even at that point, people were in and out. I never had somebody there, right there with me, even after my daughter was born. You know what I mean? How it affects your mental is like when you're alone for this long and you're used to not talking to people like on a regular basis, you become kind of suppressed. Like now you don't know how to talk to people. Now you get into group settings and you're just like, what the fuck do I do? You know, it's like, I mean, I'm a very social person too. You can ask anybody who really knows me. I'm very social. I like to essentially be the life of the party. I like to lighten everybody's mood, as I was telling him earlier, not in a selfish way, but it does make me feel good to make people feel good. And not to make myself feel good, but I want to make you feel good too. And me feel good, and you feel good. So we all feel good. What the fuck is wrong with that? But it's like, I don't know, when you get that, like talking things out and just, what is it? Like the socialization. Like when you're away from that for too long, like you kind of don't, sometimes you feel you don't know what to do. And then when you come back into that relationship aspect, whew, let's not even go there because I don't even know how to flirt. Nah, I know how to flirt my ass off, but I don't know how to freaking, like I feel like, what is that face making?
Because you said, I don't know how to flirt. I'm like, I
know how to flirt. I know how to flirt, but it's like, I feel like I'm definitely lacking in a romantic aspect when it comes to relationships nowadays. Because well, first of all, going back to the first thing I said, I see a bunch of motherfuckers in a relationship they're not even happy in. And like, everybody, like, I don't know, I think I'm just too far gone from relationships. Maybe this is the end for me. No, it's just like, how do I even talk to guys anymore? I don't know. Yeah, well, he really hates me. Yeah.
So how does loneliness affect you as an artist / model?
Okay,
so...
It's
positive, where one is negative?
Yes, positive, I will say mostly it is positive. Mostly it is. Because, again, it gives me clarity into what I want to do and what I need to be doing. It's not a distraction. Like I was saying before, when I get into relationships, I put all into that relationship and I tend to forget what I'm doing in my life or me. Because when you're in a relationship, and I'm not saying I'm some kind of relationship god, but like I've seen enough good and bad relationships to tell what should be going on and what shouldn't. Y'all should be building each other up. You should be really like, you should know what your partner's dreams and goals are and help them achieve that. And it should be vice versa. It shouldn't be one person like, oh yeah, let me put 100% into what you want to do and see you succeed, and now I'm falling back like from my goals. It should be both y'all putting each other on, helping each other, you know what I mean, working as a team. So I feel like if I had that, if I had somebody like, you know, to help push me and keep me on the right track, and I can do that for them as well, that would be fine. But since it's really hard to find something like that, it's like, I'd rather just be alone so I can focus on my modeling and my singing. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like right now it's easier until I find that person where I really can say it's like easier to be in a relationship than being alone. But I don't know how long it's gonna be before I can really say that. So
I couldn't tell you if I had an answer. I mean, if I did have an answer, I would tell you. But if I didn't have, I don't have an answer, so I can't tell you.
You're good. I just say like, I don't know. I just feel like people should be building each other up in relationships. I mean, you don't see a lot of that, honestly. Like, you see it sometimes, and when you do see it, it's like, okay, cool. Like, now I know that still exists. That's still out there. But a lot of the times, you just see not that. I don't know.
It's okay.
I mean, I feel like with it, like with relationships and wins and losses, comes better music. You know, obviously, I heard that.
I apologize. At the moment I felt it, I'm like, let me just.
You're good. I wish I could do that shit.
Yeah, let's continue your conversation. Go ahead.
Man, you know I forgot about what I was writing.
Oh, there goes that. I apologize. So,
Rewind the tape. No.
rewind the tape.
Yeah.
You know, Rihanna.
Like, I feel like, personally, my motto, is that what I want to say? Nah, just how I feel. Just how I feel is like, I want to, like, law of attraction. I want to be what I attract. So I feel like until I'm in the position where I want to be in my life, where I'm successful, where I'm stable, I'm not going to meet the person that I'm going to be with forever, because that person's going to be on the same level as me, and I'm not even on that level that I want to be at yet. So until I achieve that, you know, like a freaking, I don't know, a celebrity is never going to look twice at somebody who's not a celebrity, and that's because they don't want to be, I mean, maybe, but it's, when do you see that? When can you name a celebrity relationship that?
It depends on.
And I'm not saying I'm just trying to date celebrities, but I just mean like.
Say, Nicki's husband is not a celebrity.
Yeah, but he was already making money.
Okay. Alright. Did I say that? I don't know the background like that.
I was gonna say. Like,
I'm just like.
I mean, no. Okay, I see that. But he's still making money. Like, he wasn't no bum or nothing like that. He looked like a bum, but he's not. No offense, Nicki. I love you.
I mean,
But
he might have put the money in his pockets. Nicki might have gave him the foundation.
You're right.
We got dismissed celebrities not being human.
No. I know they are, but I was just trying to make that point, like, maybe not a celebrity, just somebody who's on a certain level. Okay, like a doctor probably isn't going to date somebody who's not in a
I see what you're saying.
known field. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, what you're saying is, yeah, in the same sense of the same field, that you're going to date somebody within that same purpose. Like, if you're going back to your example, a doctor's ideally not going to date somebody that's in the military.
Right.
It's two different mental, like.
And
but I think it's
raise a kid in that family. Nobody's
okay.
Okay,
So,
sorry, I'm good on that.
there is no, because let me spin this back to photography and modeling.
Okay.
So, as a model slash photographer, or as a model, let me not include myself. As a model, yes, there is a high chance of you not meeting somebody make sure I have this properly. Jeez, because that's a lot to unpack. As a model, if you were to date, let's say, an astronaut, I don't know, somebody random.
I would love to date an astronaut. First of all, I love me a little logic boy. I love somebody who's into all that. Be into rocket science. I like that.
Which
I like nerds.
My point without really saying what I had to say.
Oh. Well, okay.
One's individual generalization of themselves and reflection of who they like, and that's a lot of information I just made. Who you like as a person,
Yeah.
like you as a being, you can mold into different fields. It's more so does that other person understand your field. That's really where it comes down to.
Yeah, because a lot of people like would an astronaut even date a model?
I don't see why not. That ideally it has happened, whether it has been publicized or not been publicized. All the options have been explored.
True.
It's just more of like, do you fit that small percentage to say yes, we made it?
Yeah. I just guess in my mind, I don't know. It's just I just want to be a certain type of. I just want to be at a level where I finally feel like I'm getting to be successful at least, or already successful, or really have my plans in motion before I get into another relationship, and I hope that they see my plans and my motion, and they got the same motion, not the same plans maybe. So what you were saying, maybe they don't have the same plans as me, but the same motion, the same drive, because I've been in relationships with people who are very lazy and very, like, they don't want to do anything but sit around and you know what I mean? And like when you're around that, like I was telling you earlier too, like the energy that you surround yourself is what you're going to feel, and honestly after a while it's going to be what you display. When I was with that person, I started getting very lazy myself. Like I could have been doing all this modeling, acting, all this back then, but I was putting it so much into this relationship that I was forgetting about myself, and I was forgetting about what I could even do because I was doing everything for that person. So I'm just saying, like, until I get to that level, I probably won't think about being in a relationship because I want to attract what I am, and I'm not even to what I want to be yet.
Spooky.
Why do you sound so like off put by that?
Off what? Listen, you are growing as an individual woman, and you're understanding how you want to maneuver amongst life. I'm not here to give you any type of guidance, any type of advice, any type of reasoning.
What if I ask you for advice?
That's a different story.
Okay.
And that's also if my advice aligns with what you're trying to achieve. That's another big caveat that a lot of people miss when being received advice. So yeah.
Okay. See that? Yeah. Anything else you want to add to being alone?
Mental health is important, guys. Make sure you always check up on it, whether it's amongst friends, therapists, or journal.
Honestly, like, this is one thing about me, like, y'all really want to know something about me, anybody who's actually watching this, like, I'm a very, like, empathetic person, and I swear that is such a rare thing to come across these days. And I'm noticing that, like, so many people are being less and less empathetic. But I actually care. Like, I don't care what people think about me. I don't care. I don't care about anybody's, like, whatever they may say about me. I don't care. I care about how I make people feel. Because I'm empathetic. I want to make sure people's feelings are right when they get around me. And I want to make sure that I can help people feel better than how they came to me. Like, even when I was in middle school, I freaking, I'm outing myself right now, okay? I'm outing myself because I don't think maybe I told people about it, but I don't know. When I was in middle school, I made this little page on, there's this app, and like it's called Ask FM, and you could just basically ask anonymous questions to people. And I made this page called like Advice Girl. Nobody knew it was me, and I did that on purpose because a lot of people in my school back then would bully me. They didn't like me. We don't have to get into that today, but my middle school life was kind of rough. Not gonna lie. I think everybody's was though. Middle school is a hard place to get out of, make it out alive. But you know, I made this page and I was Advice Girl, right? And you know how many people that genuinely didn't like me in real life came into that space and asked me for like what back then in middle school they really needed advice on. Oh, I like this girl, I don't know how to tell her. Oh, this is happening in my family, I don't know how to go about it. And I would post it. I would post their anonymous questions and I'd answer it for them. And some people would DM me privately and be like, oh my gosh, thank you. Mind you, these were people who real life did not like me, but I was still there for them because I don't know why I was such a nice person. Nowadays, I don't know if I do that for those exact same people because now I don't let people push me around and be fake. But I mean, just saying, I have a big heart, and if anybody needs anybody to talk to, shoulder to lean on, like, I'm here as much as I can be. Like, obviously I have my own mental health issues, everybody does, but that's why I try to reach out to people, and I don't know. Yeah, just want to say that. I feel like a lot of people don't think I'm as genuine as I am. I'm not going to say I'm the nicest person ever. I'm not. I'm not going to say I don't judge people sometimes. I do. But I more so judge people off of what I see and how they make other people feel. I judge people based on, like, when it comes to appearance, I try not to judge people, especially not right off the bat before I know you. But like, if I'm judging your appearance, it's probably because like, do you actually stink? Because if you actually stink, I'm gonna judge you, and I'm not gonna even judge you. I'm gonna just tell you like, yeah, you stink. You gotta do something about that. Like, I'm not gonna let you walk around stinking around me. But you know, like, I'm an honest person, but I'm not mean. Like, you think I'm mean sometimes. So I'm just honest. Or I just speak my mind. And sometimes it's not like the truth, it's just how I feel. But I don't try to make people feel bad.
With that being said, because I think I'm at my limit in this video.
Oh, okay.
Time for us to go out of frame. I'll see you guys another time. Peace.
See? Now you're doing the peace out. I'm
You don't
always
want
a
to talk about
trendsetter. I'm always a trendsetter.
You don't want to talk about something you're not peaceful.
I am peaceful.
You literally said in like the other video you're not peaceful.
Oh, yeah, I hate you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm both.
I'm both, she says.
It can be peaceful, but it can also be not peaceful.